All right, what's going on? It's Bobby Skinner, Giants Nation show, doing a full film breakdown of Jaxson Dart, Giants' first round picks game against Wake Forest. In this game, he went 26 of 34, 377 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick, and a 40-6 victory over the Demon Deacons for Ole Miss. Again, if you're new to this, we are going through every game of Jaxson Dart's final season in college. It's important for me that the Giants drafted a quarterback to really dive in and let's analyze every throw. Let's see what to expect, right? And I'll end up going through it 6-7 times, but I think people enjoy this. So let's get into it. Again, make sure to like and subscribe. We are going chronologically. So, we'll get to some of the more high leverage games and games where there was more mistakes in and really, pick it up against the SEC. But let's get into it. First play. We've got these two tight wide receivers, and we're going to do a switch release sail concept. Right, it's I think it's Jaxson Dart's favorite concept. I think it's the one that he performed the best consistently, and it's aggressive. But it's pretty simple. We're going to switch release here. Right, so you get it versus man coverage. You have the vertical, and then on this concept versus man, again, they don't know this is man. This could very well be a zone look. But you get this versus man coverage, and you force this corner to give up outside leverage, right? You force him to work inside, and it allows this receiver to have this nice, smooth transition, and you see Dart's getting the ball out of it. But again, it pulls this corner's leverage in, and again, we're not doing a breakdown of the Ole Miss scheme, but Jaxson Dart, and Dart just puts a beautiful, perfect ball. Again, he knows what he's looking for. Good timing. Bam. Right, let's start the game off with a nice chunk. Let's get into their territory. Puts it on him. There you go. Next play, we're going to throw a screen up top. Again, we not fast forward, but we don't spend time on plays like this. You get a screen, is what it is. Let's move on to the next play. Next play, there's another screen up top, but again, this is maybe pre-designed, or it could be Dart, alerting out of it. So you have this screen up top, and maybe that is the design, where they, in a sense, have like a fake screen just to keep the defense on their heels when they throw these, free access hitches. But you got to the field, space, off coverage, Trey Harris. We've come to know these throws pretty often. These free access hitches. This one's not tagged with an RPO. But it's easy money. They take it. He gets it. Not much to break down on it. Good timing. It's a pre-snap read. It's kind of easy free yards that Ole Miss gets in this offense. Next play. I don't know what happens here. Right? Somebody runs the wrong route, and I think Dart does a good job of just scrambling and getting something out of this. But so you have a 3-by-1 set with the receivers, and you have both these players running essentially the same route into the same spot. Right? So you can look at it and be like, okay, they're trying to run a flood concept, right? High to low, high, mid, low. But you get both these receivers run into the same spot. Now, the way Ole Miss ran their concepts, they would have sometimes the number 2 would run a crosser, right, to pull, the defense further over there to make this middle level throw easy. But you get it versus cover 3, and Dart's still looking for this throw, right? This is the throw that Dart's looking for. Does a good job holstering it with this corner playing this. Again, if this was a sail, this corner instead, where a corner where he's running out here, you could make that throw. But we're flattening this out, and this corner's here to make a play. Like you're not making that throw. You watch Dart, right? He thinks about it. It's not there with that corner to playing the way he is. Now, if you want, you get the ball to your back, right? Get a quick just throw out there, let him go and get some of the dirty yards, but we still scramble, get 6 yards on it. We see a slide, which again is rare in the Jaxson Dart game. But again, somebody ran the wrong route here. I think number 19 ran the wrong route here. Dart scrambles, gets the yards out of it. Next play is a rushing touchdown. They get the ball back. 2 running plays, 3rd and 9. And you're going to see this like, oh, Jaxson Dart gets through his progressions. He hits the seam, chunk play. This is good, right? This is a positive. Kinda. Like, I like that part of it. But let me move this. Let's see what Jaxson Dart is looking at. So this receiver is running a clear out, right? He's really not part of the progression. But you have to make note pre-snap that you have all this space here and the safeties are here, right? So there's no safety that's bailing to take this off. And the fact that Jaxson Dart looks to throw this out route. And why doesn't he throw this out route? Because this corner is squatting. He is squatting on it looking for the out route, right? He's looking for the out route to stop it. Which, again, is a reason to not throw this play. It's a reason why to not throw this play and to get to the backside of your progression. If he had safety help over the top. If this, it's kind of like, 2 plus 2 equals 4, right? If he's squatting, well, that means he has no help over the top. And we have this clear out wide open. Because he's not playing it. And this should be wide open for an easy touchdown. And again, I know that's not when you put this play on the whiteboard, you're drawing it up as, all right, outside receiver. He has a must outside release to pull this player out and create spacing for the out route. So you're reading that player, throw this ball, right? Throw this ball. It's open, right? Got to kind of have some, thinking on the fly, right? Now everything is as we draw it up on the whiteboard, right? Just because we assume things in game plan doesn't mean that that's going to happen in game. Like, that's there. That's there. But I do like the fact that we do have an example of him getting off his first read, gets to the back, gets to the seam, right? Throw over the middle. We like those things. But at the end of the day, we should have had 6 here. Right? Like, it should be computing in our head. Like, oh, corner squatting, I'm not going to throw this. But that means I don't need to get to the backside of this, right? I need to just throw that clear out. Nonetheless, we do get to the backside of this. We got our tight end wide open up the seam. Get that ball on him. Get yourself a nice chunk play. Next play is going to be a screen. Again, Trey Harris, nothing special. Well, nothing special as far as the passing game. And then Giants rookie camp invite. Gives him a high snap and ends up being a fumble. Get up, Jax. So again, this is a bad snap by the center. So all that original hype by me being like, oh, hell yeah, you get a center. Bring a center into camp. Yeah, well, there's a lot of these missed snaps. All right, so you fumble the ball. Now you get the ball back. And now you see Wake Forest be dumb yet again. And guess what it leads to this time? A touchdown. It leads to a wide-ass open touchdown. How does this happen? Well, once again, we're using a switch release, right? See these receivers? Switch release. We got a dig. I don't even know if this is necessarily what the route is, or if the receiver's being like, hey, they're not covering me. But I guess they're in cover 4. I don't necessarily know what this coverage is. It's just the way they're playing, it's hard to tell. But here's what they do wrong. I know that is you're not supposed to leave this guy wide open. So good job on Dart, right? I don't know if this is like a Mills concept or whatever, and the receiver just doesn't turn it into a post because there's literally no one there. But Dart does a good job. Nonetheless, like we just saw, just because someone's wide open doesn't mean that we're going to hit it. Hit it, right? You see it. Rip it. Again, you don't need to make that a perfect pass. Just give him a chance to make the play, and you get yourself an easy, free touchdown and a whole bunch of yards. Next drive ends up being a touchdown drive. First play, we're going to get to the check down to the back. Couple things on this, right? So front side of this concept, we get this versus man, a cover one blitz, right? So a 5-man pressure. No middle of the field defender. And we're running this smash concept, right? This high-low. We get it versus man coverage. Maybe because of the depth of this linebacker is what keeps him from throwing the high on this. But this is there, right? This is, Monday morning quarterbacking. But this is there, right? And we talk about hole shots and the high-low concepts and the aggression in those. Well, this is a part of it, right? Not everything is aggressive in the NFL is going to be a post that's 50 yards down the field. A lot of times it's going to be throwing the corner on a high-low. And this one is there. But regardless, right, even if you get spooked off of this and you don't throw it, right? You see him, he wants to throw it, he doesn't. Get to the backside of this, instead of, we go straight to the check down. I mean, straight to the check down. Well, the number 3 in this progression is this dig, this backside dig, man. The quarterback's best friend against any coverage is the backside dig, right? When you're trying to flood the front side of a zone, the backside dig is there. And you get this versus man coverage, it's here. It's wide ass open. And for some reason, we pass it off to the running back who's got to make, a couple guys miss just to get 5 yards. Again, front side, if you don't want to throw it, okay. Let's check. Let's just at least check. Let's just at least check our third option in this play. And this is part of my overall critique with Dart is a lot of times it really is first read, running back, run. Next play, we got this zone read. Go to the other angle. Again, shows off his running ability. Good pull, right? He's reading this defensive end. Defensive end crashes, pick it up. I like the little, pump fake out there to freeze the DBs. Sets up this DB, works off of Juice Wells' block. Maybe we don't get hit like that. Ball ends up coming out. Not a fumble, but still don't want that. Next play, we are going to run that Mills concept, right? The aggression is going to come on that deep post. All right, so switch release. And this is versus man coverage. And the way Wake Forest runs their coverage kind of drive me crazy. But it's man coverage. We got man, 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 man. And then they like to keep like the 3 defenders underneath while playing man against the slots with their safeties. But regardless, Dart is reading this player right here. Right? If this player triggers with the in route, well, then we're going to throw the post because we're going to have all this middle of the field with no help and a corner who's playing with outside leverage, and it's there, right? Dart sees it. This safety triggers. Make the throw. Wall getting hit. Wall getting hit puts a nice ball on Juice Wells, and you're going to see it from the other angle. He's just not able to haul it in. Right? Dart is reading this player 100%. He knows he's got some time. Let's let Wells make that break and let's put that ball on. Now, again, you suffer a hit because of that. But he gets enough juice on this ball, and that's in Wells' hands, right? Make a play. Especially now that you're on the New York Giants, I'll critique you a little more. But make a play. Make a play for the quarterback. Ends up being popped up and complete. Next play, we're going to run a free access hitch down here at the bottom. Again, I'm not going to explain these over and over again about how the Ole Miss offense makes these easy for you. The play after that, right? They're going to have this 3 safety look. 3 safety look. We're going to run double slant up top. Double slant. Put it on Juice Wells. Pretty basic read. just with this pre-snap. I mean, this is a pre-snap read, and it's simple as, this is a one-step drop. This corner's playing off. You don't have this inside presence with this safety playing at 10 yards of depth. Pre-snap, we're throwing it before he's even into his break. Corner does a good job trying to drive on it, but good placement by Dart. Allows Wells to get some yak, and you get a 20-yard play. Again, I think sometimes there is a negative connotation around, going with your first read and pre-snap reads, but a lot of you want the pre-snap read to meet what you get, and you throw the first read, and it's simple, and you get it out quick, and that's what it is. Next play, we're going to do another free access hitch. Ends up being dropped by Trey Harris, and then they rush it in for a 22-yard touchdown before the next drive. These next two plays that we're going to go over are pretty funny, and it's a nice look at college football. So you see how they have 3 down, right? And you just look at the structure of the defense. You got it's 3-4-4, kind of basic. So they're going to run a 3-man rush, drop 8, cover 4. And Ole Miss is going to run all curls. Dart throws it to the field. Ball's hot. Let me slow it down. Dart throws it to the field. Ball's outside. Right? Just a bad throw. Miss throw. This is our 3rd game we're through. You don't see these very often. But the ball's outside. He misses on this throw. Now, this player is getting into the zone, right? So even if this is on time or is well placed and accurate, they may get their hands on the football, right? But I want you to look up top here before we get to the next play. Watch the way this player bails underneath on the curl. Let's say Dart went up top, right? That's there. You got to get out quick time, but that player is making a play on it, right? So it doesn't make you think, oh, let's get back to that play against this look, right? Right? Wrong. Next play. The exact same play call versus the exact same coverage. This time we're just throwing it up top. I mean, they played it's the exact same thing. Look at it. Where it's the exact same thing. They run the same thing. Dart gets it out, though, to Wells. Throws it, good placement outside. Or not Wells. Forget the name of the receiver that he throws to here. It's not Harris, is it? Oh, it is. It is Trey Harris. Throws it outside, gets it on him. 90's not able to make that play. Get a 8-yard gain. Next play. Free access hitch. How about that? Up top. Woo! Let's not explain this. I'm getting ready to just start fast forwarding these at like 30 times speed, but I'm not there yet. Next play, we're gonna get this ball tipped by the linebacker. This isn't a normal thing for him, but it's like this hitch that he has every once in a while where he doesn't see a throw over the middle, and it can get him in trouble. So this is just Y cross. Right, you get the vertical, the bubble, and we're trying to get to the cross right here. Right, hit over the middle of the field. Right, we're trying to get this into either this window or this window. And so we get to the right place, but it's just second guessing himself. Right, watch the pump. This isn't a patting the ball thing, right? I love the pat the ball conversation. I mean, basically every quarterback pats the ball. Almost every quarterback pats the ball, and then it's just like a talking point because we don't know how to actually talk about football. But this isn't a pat the ball thing. This is I'm not trusting it, right? That's not a pat the ball. That is I don't know if I'm pulling the trigger on this. And then that's a pat the ball. But it does give away the keys to 24. And 24 gets his hands on it, breaks it up. Where if Dart trusts this, now, throw it now. Right, trust this. Right, it's not, 24 is, look at the way he's moving. He's moving away from that throw. Throw it now, and you get him in the middle. Instead, we second guess it, And it gives away the keys to 24, and it gets our tight end lit up by number 3. We don't like either of those things. Next play, we're going to run like this: sluggo versus cover 2. And we'll see this as we get into some more difficult defenses. Excuse me. We'll see this as we get into more difficult defenses. Right, this is versus cover 2, slant, and go. Hence the name sluggo. So this is the exact right read. This is not a terrible throw, but it is something that's common with Dart. Is that, now this isn't underthrown, but we miss to the inside shoulder way too often, right? We want this ball out here. Right? We want this out here. Instead, it's landing here. And if this corner is, or this safety is playing with, better coverage, well, then we have to go through him. And again, it's slightly out of 11's hands. Incomplete. And it's like, okay, whatever. You don't hit every deep shot. Right? Which you don't. But you'll see it is a common theme that they miss inside. Right? When we talk about arm talent, this isn't like a, weak. It's just they miss inside. Put this ball right here. And maybe that ends up being complete. It's easier for your receiver to track, and you don't have to go through the DB to actually make the play. Next play, 3rd and 11. We're going to take a sack here. This isn't on Dart at all. People talk about sacks, the QB stat. It can be. It's not on this one. Again, we're running that smash concept that we talked about on, the previous drive. It's not really there. Again, we're not throwing this right now, right? We're not getting to the backside dig at this point. I mean, we just get our ass kicked up front and then get a sack. This is Giants rookie camp invite. I think his name is Reese McIntyre. Trying to pass off a stunt to the right guard. Nothing that Jaxson Dart could do there, but they end up having the punt. All right, next drive. This ends up being a long field goal drive. First play, pretty easy. We get another sail concept, this time versus, I think, cover 4. This may be one of those like triangular reads, but it's pretty simple, right? We have the outside receiver clearing out, no underneath presence, and then you have, this quarter safety that ends up being responsible for the corner. I mean, he has no shot here. There's no underneath presence to make this even a difficult throw. Dart's got a clean pocket, clean line of vision. Put it on him. Again, you may want to lead him a little more, and he can turn upfield and get some more yards. But after a unsuccessful run on first down, you get yourself a nice 20-yard pitch and catch on second down on this sail concept that Dart obviously really likes a lot. Next play, let's see it from this angle. Next play is another free access hitch. We're not going to, up top here. Right? See it? You like it? All right, now we're going to fast forward. Next play. Good job checking down. Just got to put a better throw out there for you and don't get your running back killed. So I was actually just thinking, like, man, I don't see them run dagger a ton. Well, guess what? They run dagger on this, right? You have the clear out from your slot. And then your number 1 is going to run, that dig, dagger. And then you have the underneath, which is the running back. And then you can put whatever on the backside of dagger. But they get it versus cover 3 in a fairly soft cover 3. And that cuts it off, right? Yeah, unless you wanted to throw the alert here, because the Wake Forest, had the weak side safety as the middle field. So good job on Dart, like seeing this and like, all right, let me get to my check, right? Get to my check to the running back. Just got to put it on him accurately, and he's allowed to, and then he can make a play. Instead, he's out there reaching for it, and he gets, smacked in the ribs by some, overzealous linebacker. But you see Dart's eyes, right? And the backside of this really doesn't ever come into play. Gets it on him. Just got to put a better throw. Next play. This one's kind of frustrating. So, up here you have the mills, and down here you have a hitch and go. And we end up scrambling. But it's just not necessary. Right? And this is where I talk about like getting through progression. So, I definitely think this is predetermined here. Right? Because you have this mills concept up top, and we never really check that, right? But that's a concept. But we never checked that. And hey, for good reason, it's not there. So down bottom, we have a hitch and go. Right? We hitch and go. It's just not there, right? So we move off of it. So what's the next likely option? Well, we've got our tight end who's kind of just sitting in the middle of the field as your check down, right? This is your more reasonable check down. Again, it's 2nd and 10, right? This isn't a third down where you need to get to a certain point. I don't know what we're hanging in the pocket waiting for this to open up, for, to get a crosser on. I don't know. But the defense makes it easy for you, right? Right? Like once this player declares on the dig, our tight end is just sitting there waiting. Like, what are we waiting for? What are we waiting for? We end up scrambling. And hey, you get 12 yards. So if you're watching it on TV, you're not mad at it, but right, the hitch and go, not there. All right, get off of it. The mills concept, not there. You have plenty of time, right? It's a 3-man rush, right? Drop 8 coverage. Right? When they give drop 8 coverage, don't play into their game by standing back there and then end up scrambling. Like, make them pay. Make them pay for having this sagging off drop 8 coverage and just throw this ball. Right? And then you throw that ball enough, and then they're going to get more aggressive, and then your more aggressive concepts are going to open up. Instead, you kind of played into their hands. I know you got a 12-yard scramble, but that's take the play. It's easy there. Next play, free access hitch up top. Fast forward. This next one is a good check down. I don't even really know what this concept is. I just kind of wrote it as 2x2 and then what the routes were. And you get it versus, a soft cover 3. We have, the hook here, dig here, seam, fade in the slot, and the hitch here. I mean, none of this is open versus cover 3, right? They've got 3 on 1. They've got this bracketed. This isn't a real route that you're going to throw with this middle field safety, and the hitch is something that if you're not throwing it off rip, it's not there, and it wasn't there off rip anyways. So good job on Dart just seeing this. None of this is going to open up. Now hit the check down. Let your running back go out there and make a play for you. Again, I don't understand what that. Maybe this was they were trying to hope to get this against man coverage. They didn't. And, Wake Forest didn't run a ton of man coverage. But that's kind of just like a man coverage beater because it's just a bunch of isolation routes. So is what it is. Next play, we're going to throw a smoke. Nice. Get ourselves to, 2nd and 1. And then they run the ball a few times. Now we have 3rd and 5, or 3rd and 4, or 3rd and goal at the 4. Play action boot under center. How about that? Nothing's open, so Dart rightfully scrambles. Right, nothing open. We scramble. He takes a hit on this one. This one was loud on the TV copy. I mean, he got smacked. This is the play, the screenshot we see of him with the bloody, face. This is it. He takes his helmet off, though, and gets himself an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, and instead of them being able to go for it on 4th and goal at the, half-yard line, they end up having to kick a field goal. But I don't mind the not poking the ball out, whatever. You're going for the touchdown, right? We talk about taking unnecessary hits. Well, I feel like that is more of a necessary hit. You're trying to get that play. All right, so halftime. We're back out. Throw a smoke to start it, right? We got to start. We got to start with a smoke. Start every day with a nice smoke. Next play. and we're getting ready to come up on the first interception of the year. This designed swing, you see these receivers are coming out here to block, so this is designed, no read, just throw it. And then, so with this throw, he had broke the Ole Miss record for consecutive passes without an interception held by Eli Manning, and the announcers talk about it. And as they do that, well, guess what he does? We throw an interception. And this is where I talk about, when you'll show me a couple plays of him going through progressions, and hell, I'm showing you every single play, so I'm going to show you some plays where he goes through progression. But this is alarming to me, especially when it's a third down, it's a money down. Right, so front side, we have a flood concept, and we get it versus man, right? And they do a great job covering it. It's not just the right coverage, but it's good coverage, right? The vertical is covered well. The out is covered well. You have the safety who doesn't just play the middle of the field. He declares. None of this is open. So what would be the likely thing next, right? If none of this is open, and again, this is third down, right? So if you don't get the yards needed, it's a failure of a play. Well, the next thing should be to get to the backside dig. And you're clean, right? You're clean. This is a clean pocket. You got a 4-man rush. And it just feels like this middle field defender in this most basic of basic cover ones just stops him from checking the backside dig. But man, if you stay patient on that backside dig is gonna open up. And if it doesn't open up, then what's the harm there? Right? Move him with your eyes, right? Do something. Throw a shoulder fake, right? We know that we have that in his bag. Instead, we'll see when we get to the other angle, our eyes go immediately from front side concept to where's my running back? Not even checking the backside dig, where's my running back? And if my running back's not there, then I got to scramble. And then our running back is covered well, we scramble. This underneath defender, whole defender, takes it, we have nowhere to go, we just throw it up. And we throw this, lollipop pass for an interception. Again, check the backside dig, right? We go from front side to the running back, right? This is not looking at this dig, this little pause right here. This is going straight to the running back, and when the running back is not there and open, we scramble. When in reality is, if you have man coverage, move this defender with a little shoulder fake, something, right? Because you see it already happen, right? You see when you move your shoulders here, you move him. So when you move him, reset, and now you got the dig. Now you throw this ball straight up the hash, right? Easy throw. Instead we run. It's not there. We want to hit the running back. It's third down. We don't want to punt. And we just lollipop up a pass for an interception. And that's bad football from start to finish. All right, get the ball back. Let's bounce back. And this is going to be a nice long touchdown drive, 94-yard touchdown drive. First play, we're going to check it down. It's the right decision. We're running 4 verts with the outside routes turning into curls due to the coverage they're playing. Again, maybe we're going to see later on this drive. We do hit the seams versus this. The only thing we can say is bang this in here, right here and get that throw. But with the way you're backed up at your own 6-yard line and this coverage sags off, just get the check down out there, let your back get some yards and give you some space to operate. But you'll see from the other angle, that is where he's looking, right? We're looking at the seams and verts. We get to the check down though, we get some space to operate. Next play. This is like a new variation of the way they've run this flood concept, where they have this outside route curl, like a deep curl, right? It's like a 20, 25-yard curl. I don't know why exactly we're doing that. I guess the way they're playing so far off on it to hit it. But in reality, it's not like they've been trying to throw this. They've been trying to throw the sail, and that's exactly what Dart throws, and I feel like that just messes up the spacing a bit. But regardless, so for the first time you see the defender really sag off and try and take away the sail. And he gets really close on this. And this ball ends up being dropped, close to being tipped. But you see, throw this ball, this is good. This is good, like good placement. Right? You may put out a little bit more over here, but this is pretty damn good placement in the whole of the zone. And Jordan Watkins, number 11, ends up dropping this ball. Now the corner almost gets his hand on this, right? I mean, we get really close. I mean, that ball gets damn close to being tipped. And ball just lands in Watkins' chest, and then for some reason he tries to catch it with alligator arms. Ball ends up drop. All right, so how are we gonna get back? Well, they end up running the ball and getting some yards that way. Now we're gonna hit that 4 verts versus cover 3. Up here on the seam, bam, that's what you want to do. Right, they've been rotating pretty consistently with, the safety working to the middle of the field, into the field. So if they're not going to match that, right, and they want to take away some of these hitches, they take this nickel defender and put him as heavy out into the flats. Well, when he's not going to match this vertically, we're going to hit that seam, and that's exactly what Dart does. It's a bang-bang play. You got to throw it with good timing, zip, anticipation, and that's exactly what Dart does. Right, we're reading that nickel defender. I mean, that's beauty, right? Right over that linebacker's head. I mean, right in between 3 defenders. Get it. Make them match, right? It'll open up, like to kind of talk about that, the man-match defense that Bill Belichick and Nick Saban created. All right, a lot of times in the NFL, you're not going to get this just true blue cover 3. So what's going to happen is if this receiver is working vertically, this nickel defender is going to turn this into man coverage, which stops you from getting beat on the seams. But what it also is going to do is give you that free release hitch, right? That free access curl route that Ole Miss likes so much. And Dart does just a good job getting it on him. This next play, we're going to throw deep out versus cover 6 coverage. Right here, good route, right? Selling leverage. Good timing by Dart. Just need a better ball. Ends up being completed, so you can't complain too much if you're an Ole Miss fan. But as a Giants fan, breaking down the future quarterbacks, we got to get a better ball on this. So again, you got this soft coverage. It's cover 6, so you got this deep quarter defender here. And Harris does a good job, right? Sell in, like really sell inside, and then bam, plant your foot and get back out. I mean, kills this corner. And Dart's going to get popped on this throw too, but he throws it with great timing, right? Look where this ball's coming out. It's out, right? It's out. But the thing is you want to get this ball out here, and it kind of hangs and is high, and could have let a corner who had better coverage there get his way back into the play. But a nice chunk play for Dart and Trey Harris. Again, that's not where you want your out routes. We want our out routes right here, right? We're going to give him some space to turn up if it's there. If the corner's over pursuing, you could stop and then turn up from your inside shoulder. But regardless, a nice chunk play for Jaxson Dart and Trey Harris. Next play, design swing to the right. You see the way the receivers, they're blocking. Get those yards out of it. Cool beans. Next play, let's just go through that. We're going to run this quarterback power. Ends up getting a holding penalty on it. Go from the other angle. I mean, there's just nowhere for Dart to go on this. Right? I mean, 50's the one that gets the holding penalty for hooking this defender. I mean, good job by Dart breaking this tackle here. There's nowhere to go. In fact, he makes the most of it, trying to reverse field and actually make this a nice play. Ends up being tackled, penalties, and I get put behind the sticks. And this concept, dude, I talk about flooding a zone. I mean, look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got five to one side here. And it's from, this split backfield. Right, so it's like that weird where we talk about bad spacing, either in this game or a previous game, where Like, we got both guys working into the same zone. You have the running back becoming the out route in it, and then you have the tight end and the underneath, but also Juice Wells in the. I mean, we're just really flooding the zone, right? We're putting a lot on this defense, a lot of ground to cover. They do a good job taking care of the ones they need to, but Dart's able to get an easy check down and, you know, turn a 2nd and 16 into a 3rd and 11, right? That's probably not exactly what they hope to get out of it, but Dart absolutely makes the right read. I mean, they cover everything really well. And then so next play, we're going to maybe accept defeat, right? Just get ourselves maybe in a better spot to go for it on 4th down. Nope. We're going to run the nastiest quarterback draw ever, where Dart is just running through dude's chest. Bam! Bam! Keep those feet driving. I mean, talk about a touchdown that gets you pumped up. Right? Put that shoulder down. I mean, just puts 45 on his ass. Bam! 6 is, you know, tries to catch him and bring him down. Keep those feet driving. This guy's working here. Get into the end zone. I mean, that's a play that gets everyone fired up. Now you're putting yourself on the line, but a 3rd and long. I'm okay. 3rd and long in the red zone. I'm okay with it. Now they're up by a lot of points, and maybe you talk about risk management there, but nonetheless, I'm going to get fired up about that play from Jaxson Dart. All right, next drive, we start out with a free access hitch. This one, we're actually going to have to slow down a little bit because it's a little outside, right? Want that to be better. And these are the final 2 drives. This one ends up in a field goal and then a quick touchdown to finish the game. But you see in this, like, you know, these quick throws, like, well, let's go to the other view with the footwork. Right, it's got to be quick, snappy, and this isn't like your normal. I mean, we're flip, and then that's a lot of arm, not much legs behind it. So just want to have a better ball there. So next play, we're gonna run this 18-yard curl. We end up completing it, so that's good. But again, you're gonna see it this double hitch here. Right, this is versus cover 3. This is where we want to throw it. We know it. And you can see this double hitch, right? This is not patting the ball. This hitch, and then there's like a pat of the ball, and then we get the throw. And it ends up not mattering on this one, but a better corner, right? And this is like everyone talking about, in the NFL, that's not going to work. Yeah, sometimes it does. But a better corner is going to see that hitch there and what this route is, and that's going to be easy money for him. He's going to get flat and cut this off. Instead, he hesitates himself on it and ends up being a completion. But, again, we have some pressure here that we got to navigate and slide away from, but throw it. Right? I'm not talking about patting the ball, right? That gets overrated. This is a hitch, right? That's a not trusting it. It's there. Throw it. It should be coming out of your hands now. Instead, we regather, then we pat the ball, and then we throw it. And again, it ends up being complete. But like, this is the type of nitpicky you need to be, especially, you know, beating the brakes off of Wake Forest 30-6 in the end of the game. Because here we go. We're gonna run another 18-yard curl. Right, this time versus man coverage. And this one ends up missing. We're hesitating on this, right? Throw it. Right here. We'll get to the other side. Throw it. Said we're taking too much time. And we end up missing it. But even if we didn't miss this throw, I mean, that corner's there, right? That corner's breaking up that pass. Right? This curl is a timing route. It's got to be out. It should be out now. Now. Instead, we are taking way too much time and allowing this corner to get back into the play. And this corner's not very good. All right, we've got this pressure here. Okay. Just take a slide to the left and throw that ball. We don't need to do all this. Just sidestep that. We are taking way too much time. We are not trusting that throw. And shit, we open ourselves up to an unnecessary hit here as well for 24 to come in and get a lick on your ribs. Right? He's pissed off this game ain't going the way that he wants. Again, you got this pressure right here. You see that? One step. Throw the ball. Throw the ball. I mean, we're adding an extra 3/4 of a second onto that play, and that makes a difference. And the throw just flat out misses as well. Next play, they end up getting some running yards. Rub route. Offensive pass interference called on Juice Wells. It's not the worst rub in the world. But regardless, gets called for offensive pass interference. So then they end up with 3rd and 21. Nothing of Jaxson Dart's fault here. So they end up with 3rd and 21 because of the penalty. Ran the ball on 2nd down. Play action, scissors concept up top. It's not there. Good job, create. And you get yourself a defensive pass interference called on you. Excuse me? What the hell did I just do? Okay, so again, the scissors concept, it's just not there, right? They run cover 4. That's the right coverage against it. It's not there. We're not looking for this check down here. So let's go and create. Now, for some reason, this offensive lineman decides he wants to run 20 yards down the field, and they call illegal man down the field. But this creation gets himself an offensive or a defensive pass interference called, and you get an extra down. Now, it ends up being a field goal anyways because of this guy wanting to be downfield. But just throwing this ball high, right? Like just receiver wants to make an insane play. He makes it. If not, it is what it is. But you get this. You get that. Slow-mo. Bam. And then so you end up kicking the field goal after running the ball. And then you get the ball back at the Wake Forest 30. And we're going to finish this game off with a one-handed touchdown to your Giants teammate, Juice Wells. I mean, pretty simple. Cover 1. Middle field safety. He's not going to make it. We got this hitch and go with Juice Wells. This go. Throw it. Good timing. Pretty damn good accuracy. And Juice Wells makes a nice one-handed grab. But I still think this is a great throw, even though he has to use one hand to get it. Again, just check that safety middle field. Okay, he's not making that play. Line up your feet the way you want it. Money. Maybe it could be a little better. But still, Juice Wells brings that in one hand. Touchdown to end the game. This guy is really excited. He's like and subscribe to Giants Nation Show. This guy as well, too. These guys are probably talking Giants fans. They're not as excited about it. This guy's getting the photo for the Juice Wells film breakdown thumbnail that I'm not actually going to do. And, who else is out here? This kid is like, I just got my Giants Nation stickers. I like to subscribe. I appreciate you guys. We'll see you on the next one. Until then, let's go Big Blue.